All right, we've got Reyne Smith and Louisville head coach Pat Kelsey. Coach, if you'll open us up with an opening statement.
That was a great college basketball game. It's a tough environment. They're a really good team. They're very talented. Coach Capel does an unbelievable job putting those very, very talented pieces in places that make you make tough decisions defensively. A great scheme, and they're tough. So we knew it was going to be a really tough game. The environment here was electric. I thought it was awesome. Big hats off to, the Oakland Zoo. I'm not trying to recruit for Pitt, but give credit where credit's due. They were phenomenal. That's a great college basketball atmosphere. I'm proud of our guys. We showed a lot of resilience. There were a lot of times in the games where they punched us in the mouth, and I thought our guys responded on many occasions, both offensively and defensively, and answered the call and answered the challenge that they presented, and there were many of them.
What are the questions in the room for either Reyne or Coach?
Have you guys been a good offensive rebounding team all season?
Yeah, we're
very good tonight.
We're a good offensive rebounding team.
What's the key, you think, to that?
To me, the key to being a good offensive rebounding team is, you're nasty. That's it. Be nasty. Go get the stinking ball. If somebody blocks you out, I don't want any excuses. Go get it anyway. And that's it. Offensive rebounds, strictly toughness, strictly effort, strictly tenacity, and that's kind of the standard of our program.
Reyne hit several big shots in a row down the stretch there, but Chucky, clinched the game with that last two. What does it mean about this group that you have a few different guys who can get you in the late moments?
The other day, we played a really good Clemson game at home, and our three leading scorers, Reyne and Chucky and Terrence Edwards, didn't have their best offensive night, and Javon Hadley at 32. And then, tonight it's Reyne Smith with 1 million points. I don't know how many he had, but it seemed like 1 million. And Chucky, we got a bunch of closers. In that big moment, Chucky stepped up and made that huge shot. Javon Hadley got a huge offensive rebound, but people back in Louisville know this. I'm so darn proud of this kid because he's been with me, his entire college career. Came with us from college at Charleston, where he had a magical career, multiple championships, a very decorated player, and came here and he's freaking better. He's better at the Power 5 level in the ACC. I'm just so proud of him. He's a great teammate. He's as much of a professional as I've ever been around as a player. He's diligent in his work process. He's a phenomenal young man. Just a great story, and I'm proud of him.
Pat, so much has been made over the last 3 games of you guys closing out wins. In those games, you guys were up, already and had the lead, and you just kind of got pulled away there. And what was the difference tonight, where you're trying to come back? You're down a few points there. I think around the 12-minute mark. What kind of changed for the team down the stretch, and be able to pull away and get the win?
Yeah, it's whether it's you're up 2, you're down 2 at the 12-minute mark, the 4-minute mark. It's just really important to compartmentalize each possession in the game. And we say all the time, we have a 0-0 mentality at the end of every 4-minute segment. We fix what's broken. At times it was our ball screen coverage today. At times it was transition defense. And then we have a bunch of pros that you say what needs to be fixed in the huddle, and they go out and do it. So you just kept responding to adversity and made big shots when we needed to.
Reyne, your consistent scoring, how did it help build confidence for the Louisville team?
Yeah, I gotta kind of give credit to the guys for putting trust in me every single day, and I put in the work every single day, so there's no real secret to that. And I just gotta give credit to my guys every single day, because there's days where I don't make shots at all, and they're still trusting me. They're telling me to shoot the next one. They're still trying to find me, and it kind of builds confidence, and hopefully build confidence for the rest of the guys as well.
Pat, you were I think 21% from 3 at halftime, but then you guys close in a big way. What's the belief there that you guys are just going to shoot your way out of it?
The term we use is we hunt great. We're always hunting great shots, and if we execute our offense and we generate those what we call big advantage shots, we don't get caught up with the result. If we get big advantage shots, I put a smile on my face if it misses, because it was a shot in rhythm and it's a shot we practice all the time. just continue to stay consistent in the process, and those shooting results, all that will take care of itself. So I didn't even know that was our shooting percentage. I knew that we were shooting pretty darn good shots, and they just weren't falling, and then eventually they will.
Hey Coach, the last few years for Louisville haven't been great. You came in here. If I'm not mistaken, the whole starting lineup tonight was transfers. What does it take to get those transfers that have never played together, different systems coming from all parts of the world? What does it take to get them to mesh together and
It's just
have that chemistry?
It's the right pieces. You know, it's no magic pixie dust that we did. It's on the front end, making sure that you identify and find and recruit and sign players that are about the right things, that are about winning, that are about we, not me, that are about what we call the power of the unit. And they have that uncommon commitment to the guy next to you. And our whole culture is based on the most powerful force in the universe, and that's love, and that's loving the guy next to you. People in Louisville hear me talk about this all the time, but it's just the caliber of human beings that we recruit, and they're just, you know, from day one, they meshed.
Terrence Edwards Jr. also had a great game in the second half. Can either of you talk about his difference on the team, how he played?
Yeah, I mean, he's elite. He's scored 1 million points in college, and he's really stepped up, especially on the defensive end, and he's really taken on that task, and he can get down on himself when not making shots, but we're always telling him, keep being aggressive, just keep going, and see in the second half him starting to make some big ones, and yeah, that's just him. He's elite scorer, can do everything, and it's just great to see him kind of put up really good numbers.
Coach, what did you see in the Pitt defense that allowed you guys to shoot 35 threes and Reyne to shoot 11 of them?
Well, I mean, I think they're a very good defensive team. They're extremely athletic. You know, I'd have to go back and watch a film, but we made some tough shots too. You know, I got a ton of respect for them both. You know, their staff, their scheme offensively and defensively. You know, a guy like Reyne, when he starts seeing it go in, that rim gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and been around him long enough that when he really gets going, he always says the rim looks like the ocean. And he saw a couple go down, started to get in rhythm, and then he's hard to deal with once he's playing like that.
Yeah, Reyne, you made 3 threes during the first half. Did you feel like you had it going then? Because, you know, I think you scored 16 points during the last 12 minutes of the game. Was there any moment where you know, like Pat was just talking about, where it kind of felt like that it became an ocean for you?
Yeah, kind of. I think maybe that third one in the first half, where you kind of feel a little free out there, and yeah, it's hard to say because you kind of go blank a little bit, but I think just kind of staying confident and just letting the game come to me and not trying to force too much. But yeah, I think maybe that one is probably one I remember then. It kind of felt really good and was able to knock down a few in the second half.
Yeah. And then Pat, I wanted to ask about Kenai finished the first half at plus 11, played some big minutes when you guys were down, you know, 2 of your starting forwards with Noah and Javon, just due to foul trouble. Could you speak to, you know, just how huge it was to have him step up during those early minutes?
He gave us unbelievable minutes throughout the game. In the first half, he was just steady Eddie when we needed him to be. We had some foul trouble. He can guard a bunch of positions. He was terrific on the backboard. I think he ended up with 6 rebounds. Seemed like more than that. Just played on the attack, played confidently. He's, in my mind, no longer a freshman. He's kind of become that older guy now because he's got so many older guys around him that he's learned from. So he was great. I even if it was only a couple minutes, I thought Frank was big for us as well. When we had some foul trouble, guys were exhausted. He came in, got a big rebound, drew a foul, and as you know, Brooks, he's as good of a locker room guy as I've ever been around. The guys love him. He's just a big part of our team, although he doesn't play a ton.
Yeah, Pat, right now, obviously, there's one ranked team in the ACC, but you guys played a daring non-conference schedule. I think Pitt did as well. I mean, what would you say kind of to the outside perception? Like, how good of a game was it between these two teams and where they stack up nationally?
Yeah, you know, I think our league's as good as any in the country. Two of the better teams, I think, were playing tonight. It was a big-time college atmosphere, and, you know, they're a really, really good team, and there's a lot of really good teams in our conference. So sometimes when I get questions like that to talk about, get above the trees and talk about the big picture and all the other teams in the conference, like, Brooks knows me. Like I am so narrow-minded, focused on the next team we play against. So I'm an expert at Duke because we played them, Florida State because we played them, Virginia because we played them, Clemson because we played them, these guys because we played them. I don't know about any else. Who?
UNC.
In Carolina. And I don't know anything about anybody else because I don't have the bandwidth in this pea brain of mine to worry about that many other teams because we got like 40 of them in the conference now. Well, all of them do. So.
Coach, do you get that from Skip Prosser?
I get everything from Skip Prosser. I get everything from Skip Prosser, so I appreciate you bringing his name up. Skip Prosser, and people from Pittsburgh know him. He was so proud of this city. Skip Prosser loved Pittsburgh. He would say yins every day. He took me to Permane Brothers. Is that what it is, Permane Brothers?
Yeah.
He had a love of this city. He loved the Buccos. He loved the Stillers, as he called it. I don't know if he liked the Penguins all that much, but he's from Carnegie. And so I have a special place in my heart for this city because of that. I am a Bengals fan, so I do have to qualify that. But I have such respect and love because of my relationship with Skip Prosser, who taught me everything I know about coaching, everything I know about recruiting and leadership and all that stuff. So we miss him greatly, and I know the city of Pittsburgh does as well.
Pat, when you're going out of those timeouts during games, and you have this guy on a heater like he was tonight, like, is there any question that the ball is going to him, or like, do you kind of have to stop for a second and be like, are there better options maybe we can get just because of how much emphasis Reyne is drawing?
We're starting to get to the bottom of the barrel on all of his sets, so we actually at the end just said, you know what, we're gonna run. We ran like a flare screen to get Javon a three at the end. Reyne looked at me. I think he was like, "Are you crazy?"
That's my assist play. So
it was his assist. He liked it for the assist play. Javon got a good three look and then followed it with an offensive rebound, and then Chucky made that shot that kind of sealed the deal. But yeah, I mean, you want to go to the hot hand as much as you can, but guess what? They know that too. So sometimes you can use them as a decoy a little bit too.
All right, thanks, guys.